Hello everyone and welcome back and thank you for watching. Today I have 4 beautiful farmhouse home decor DIYs. I am going to start off with this chicken wire set. For this DIY, I am going to use 2 picture frames. I am actually upcycling these frames I used back in Christmas. I am also going to use these garden stakes I got from Dollar General. I got a chicken and a cow. I heard there was a pig, but I couldn't find it. I am also using this disposable grill topper. I'm actually gonna use 2 of them because my picture frames are 8 by 10. And since they were attached together, I took them apart so I can use them separately. I am going to start off by removing the tag from the grill topper. Then I'm going to place my picture frame right on top of it. I am going to trace it where it's big enough to where when I put the chicken or the grill topper on my picture frame, it fits. Then with my regular scissors, I'm going to start cutting it. This is actually very easy to cut. You don't even need no force or any sharp scissors. And I'm going to cut 2 of these, 1 for each frame. Most of my things I got in from Dollar General. Everything was $1 each. Besides the picture frames, I already had those. But you can find some at Dollar Tree. I think Dollar General's picture frames are more expensive. I'm going to start gluing the chicken wire to the frames, and I'm going to flip the frames over so I can glue them to the back. And I'm going to use my sorry. I am going to use my glue gun only, but you can use your E6000 or any other super glue if you want. I use a generous amount of hot glue. I was gonna leave my picture frames black the way they were because I had painted them black. They were brown before this. Then I decided to make it look more rustic. So I'm going to add several different paints. I'm using first my chestnut, which is a brown. And then once that is dry, I'm going to go over it with white. Now I'm going to go over it with more black. I am going to remove the metal stakes. For some reason, the chicken one was very easy to take off. This one's pretty hard, and I'm going to use this wire cutter to try to remove it. What I like about these is that they already come with a little hook, so I don't need to glue these. And I'm going to hang them, but since the hooks are pretty big, I need to make the hook a little smaller, and I made them smaller using the pliers. And then all I have to do is hang them from the frame, or not the frame, the chicken wire thingy. Next, I'm going to add a bow and some juice string around the bottom of the frame. I will not be gluing this. All I'm doing is wrapping it around several times, then tying it at the back. I will be adding this bow I made out of the burlap polka dot ribbon I got from Dollar Tree. I glued a piece of juice string to the back of the bow, so all I have to do is tie it to the frame. And that is it, guys. I just love how this set turned out. Next DIY will be this farmhouse. I love it. It goes so good with the set. I'm going to transform this little house I got from Dollar General. I got it in the garden section. I will be using the leftover things I used in my first DIY: juice string, burlap, and the chicken wire. I was gonna use the front of the house, but I decided not to, so I decided to remove the roof. So if I ever want to use the front, I can just remove the roof back from the back again and place it back in the front. I don't know if it makes any sense. Anyways, then I'm going to remove this sticker and paint the back using my apple barrel acrylic paint in white. Once the little house is dry, I'm going to put the roof back on using my hot glue. Now I'm going to start working on the windows, and I will be using the leftover wire I used in my first DIY. I will be cutting 2 small squares, both of them the same size. Next, for the frame around the window, I will be using 1 skewer stick, and I'm going to cut it to the size of the little squares. I cut 8 in total, so I can use 4 on each window. I should have painted this before I started cutting it, because it was really hard for me to paint them once they were cut. So if you are doing this, I recommend you to paint the stick first. I painted them black, then I'm going to distress them using the gray, just so they can match the frames of my set I did in my first DIY. Once they are dry, I'm going to start putting the windows together. Once I started to lay down the sticks, I realized that I had cut some bigger than the others, but that's okay because then I cut them to the size of the window. I should have glued the sticks directly to the house, but I didn't. And I just glued them into a square first. Now I'm going to glue the little squares to the house. Next, I'm going to glue the little wire squares to the windows. Now for the door, I'm going to use a jumbo popsicle stick. I'm going to paint it black, then I'm going to distress it with gray. I will be also using this skewer stick, and I'm going to repeat the same steps I did for the popsicle stick. I'm going to paint it black and then distress it gray. I'm telling you, painting the skewer stick first before you cut it is so much easier. Now once they are dry, I'm going to start cutting them. I'm going to cut the jumbo popsicle stick to 2 rectangles. Then I'm going to glue it to the house, or actually it's not a house now that I think about it and I'm looking at it. It's more like a barn, or I try to make it look like a barn. Then I'm going to cut the skewer stick into 4s and make an X for the door. It looks like a barn door. Now I'm going to show you how I made this little mini wreath. And for this, I'm going to use some eucalyptus I got from Walmart. I'm going to cut all the leaves of 1 stem. Next, I'm going to glue them and make a little circle. Just be careful while doing this. I did burn myself like twice. That's because I added a lot of glue. I'm going to glue my little mini wreath to the house, and then I'm going to make a bow using this polka dot burlap ribbon I got from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna make a little mini bow. And that is it. This completes my little barn or my little house. I just love how it turned out. My next DIY is this beautiful LED candle. Most of the things I'm using for this DIY are from Dollar Tree, like this white candle holder and the LED candle. I will be using the leftover grill topper I used in my previous DIYs. I'm going to start off by cutting the grill topper a little bit smaller than the LED candle. I don't want it to cover the whole LED candle. I want some of the candle to show. I am not gonna glue the wire to the candle. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some juice string and wrap it around both edges or both ends of the grill thing, and I'm gonna wrap it around enough times to where it's gonna hold it and it's gonna cover the little spiky things that it has, because when you cut it, it does leave some sharp edges. And I will be doing that to both ends of the grill topper. To cover up the other sharp edges, I will be using my hot glue, and you won't be able to see it a lot. I didn't put the glue on the candle, I put it just on the wire. The last thing I did is I added the bow. I only glued it to the juice string. What I should have done is I should have glued a piece of juice string to the back and just tie it to the candle. And that is it. I love how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you like what I did. So please subscribe if you haven't already, and I love you guys. See you next time. Bye.